Careful, Lisa. One more fold and that white paper napkin may become too fancy.
I am making a tiny fan. Breakfast may not be elegant, but the napkin can try.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 10-Minute English Cafe on Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026.
Good morning. My fan has 5 folds, 1 crooked edge, and wild confidence.
Your hands gave a flat square a new shape and direction.
It catches crumbs, but looks ready for a garden party.
That fits today's menu. First, an industry group wants England to change alcohol-free beer label guidance. I need a clear label before choosing picnic cans. Next, the secret garden reshapes the Egg's Bath theater space as an immersive garden. If my seat feels planted in the scenery, my bag stays on my lap. Then, delivery robots prepare to return to DC, while Coco maps routes before deliveries begin. So, a robot may study the sidewalk before carrying lunch. We turn global news into natural, everyday English conversation for listening and shadowing in 10 minutes a day. Subscribe for daily practice without a heavy textbook. 3 stories, 2 coffees, 1 napkin, and no homework. Today's keyword is shape. That word followed my napkin here, and I will allow it. As a verb, shape means to influence how something develops or feels. Then, cup placement can shape whether our table feels cozy or crowded. BBPA, Britain's Beer Trade Group, wants England's non-binding alcohol-free guidance changed from 0.05% ABV to 0.5% ABV, saying current advice limits growth.
If 2 similar cans use different words, I would read both labels twice.
The 0.05% level is England health guidance, not UK-wide law or a ban above that level.
A shop is not hiding an illegal can. The debate is about the recommended label.
Many countries use 0.5, but there is no single worldwide standard.
The same picnic choice could carry a different description across a border.
The group says 0.5 would clarify labels and help investment, innovation, and choice.
Clear labels help, but industry hopes are not results. My basket ignores press releases.
The group forecasts over 64 million pints of low and no beer combined through June through August 2026.
Combined and forecast matter. That is not 64 million alcohol-free pints already poured.
Well caught. The group also says sales volume has risen 870% since 2013.
I would mark that as an industry figure before using it in a work slide.
It also says current guidance hold back growth, but that cause has not been independently proved.
The label may matter, but taste, price, shelf space, and habit shape my choice.
The government is still considering evidence, so the recommended threshold has not changed.
My store sign should not announce a new rule. The guidance remains unchanged.
Guidance can shape a market debate without being a binding legal limit.
Advice can influence a label without sending anyone to label jail.
Keep the scope clear. England, non-binding guidance, a request, and industry figures.
I'll carry that beside my labeled picnic cans.
From July 2nd through 26th, the Secret Garden at Bath's The Egg turns its theater space into an immersive garden with puppets, music, songs, and surrounding seats.
I would check where the stage ends and keep my coffee away from every puppet.
The venue is inside Theatre Royal Bath. The show only changes that room and creates no maze.
Good. I enjoy immersion, but not a hedge puzzle before finding my seat.
The story follows Mary as she finds a locked garden and forms a friendship with Colin, a disabled boy.
A hidden place and a new friendship already shape each other. Opening one can make the other feel possible.
This new adaptation is for today's audiences, with the garden and growing friendships central.
That feels warmer than changing a story just to look modern.
Puppets and music can carry the story without making every moment depend on spoken dialogue.
A puppet can show fear with one move. My face needs 6 expressions and both hands.
The audience sits around the garden, so the layout shapes how close the story space feels.
I love that. A row facing one direction says, "Watch over there," while surrounding seats say, "You are near it."
The official run is for ages 6 and up, and the performance lasts 2 hours and 15 minutes, including the interval.
That interval matters. I would plan 1 bathroom trip, 1 snack, and a serious check on my folded napkin.
The venue also lists every show as relaxed, which can shape the visit through a more flexible mood.
A flexible setting can help people settle without feeling they must behave like perfectly silent garden statues.
Puppets, music, and seating clearly redesign the small space without assuming every audience reaction.
The design changes where bodies, sounds, and attention meet.
Exactly. The production shapes one specific room into an immersive garden while the story shapes a friendship inside it.
My little napkin fan suddenly feels underqualified, but it still deserves a seat near the imaginary flowers.
As of July 15th, Coco Robotics was mapping and preparing routes around Logan Circle for future deliveries as delivery robots get ready to return to DC.
If I saw one outside the cafe, I would keep holding my takeout bag. It would be studying the sidewalk, not carrying lunch yet.
Customer deliveries were expected in the coming weeks or during summer 2026, so service had not begun at that point.
Then my app should not show a robot icon beside today's sandwich. A plan is not a live order.
The initial permit sets a starting zone of about 1 square mile and allows no more than 25 robots for the first 3 months.
One neighborhood sounds easier to watch than a citywide launch. I could learn where they stop before meeting 5 near one corner.
And about 25 is the plan and permit ceiling, not a count of robots already operating.
That's like reserving 25 cafe seats. It doesn't mean 25 customers are sitting there now.
Eligible orders from partner restaurants may go directly through them or through delivery apps.
A customer would get a notice, track the trip, and unlock the lid in the related app at the door. I would guard that phone battery carefully.
Delivery robots operated in DC in 2017 through other companies. So return describes the category, not this company coming back.
That distinction saves me from imagining an old Coco robot rolling home after 9 dramatic years.
The company says advances in AI and navigation now help the robots move through urban routes and support demand more efficiently.
I'll hear that as the company's case, not as my personal safety review after one walk past the cafe.
The transport department requires pedestrian priority, plans for malfunctions, and reports when incidents occur.
I would also want plenty of room for wheelchairs, strollers, and anyone stepping aside with hot soup.
An initial disability field test was passed, but that doesn't prove daily service will have no incidents.
A test can shape a safer start, while ordinary sidewalks keep asking new questions every hour.
So the permit shapes a limited launch, mapping first, customer deliveries later, 1 starting area, and a firm maximum.
My app, my lunch, and my toes all appreciate that careful order.
Our folded napkin gave us our perfect final picture. A few careful choices can change how something looks, works, or feels.
Today, guidance shaped a label debate, staging shaped one theater room, and a permit shaped a robot launch that has not started serving customers yet.
That is the power of shape as a verb. It doesn't always mean total control. It can mean giving direction through rules, design, or repeated choices.
My evening routine is shaped by one tiny choice, too. If my phone stays by the door, bedtime arrives much more peacefully.
We want to keep choosing stories that make your daily English useful and enjoyable, so we have a small request.
A small real-life example would be lovely because ordinary details show what change would actually feel like.
Thinking about today's 3 ideas, what would you reshape in one everyday rule, place, or service, and why?
I'd reshape cafe seating so one table always leaves a wide, clear path. It would help bags, strollers, and wheelchairs move without an awkward chair dance.
I'd reshape delivery apps so planned services and live services look clearly different, because a bright robot icon should never promise a trip that hasn't begun.
You chose clarity on a screen, and I chose clarity on the floor. Both save people from guesswork.
Take today's word with you. Small decisions shape an experience, so notice which fold, label, seat, or limit points it in a better direction.
Share your answer in the comments. Any language is totally fine, and even just an emoji works.
If you enjoyed today's chat, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. We'll be back tomorrow with another relaxed conversation.
See you tomorrow. Shape one kind corner of your day, and please don't turn every cafe napkin into a fan.